I feel like most of us don't feel like open enough to be vulnerable to feelings, whether good or bad. Our emotions are usually in there, and even when given, we are at a point where even when given an opportunity to actually be open and be true to the feelings that you feel, we are unable to do so. I feel like most firstborns need therapy. We just need someone to be like, you know what, you guys, have a firstborn conference.
Honestly, when I grow up, I will have live shows, and one thing I pray is that in the live show will be a therapist, so that we'll have such a session and people can be vulnerable and ask questions and how to maneuver on things. You're listening to the Whisper It Loud podcast. Hi, this is Wamuyu from Kenya, and you're listening to the Whisper It Loud podcast, and we're in episode number 9, man. And honestly, I'm lost to words because, man, it has been a journey. It's been now over 2 months since I started. This is amazing. It's amazing. The support, the love, the comments, the sharing, tell a friend, all that has been amazing. And yeah, today's conversation is going to be about roaring thoughts. What the queen is roaring thoughts.
I'm not lolling.
Roaring thoughts. And in this conversation, we'll be talking about firstborn syndrome. And with me, I have my guest,
Grace Mora, also from Kenya.
Oh, you never know that. That's why I was like from Kenya. Yeah.
Baraka za wengine zishuke papa hapa pia.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
So this is a conversation that is close to my heart. I know I always say all of them are close to my heart, but this one is very close because, one, being a firstborn, we are ordained by God to give the blessings up. Yeah.
Hey, my brother should hear this.
Please listen to your elder siblings when they speak. Sisi ndo tumeshikilia pa baraka. So yeah, and with this, I got to realize that kumbe we have kind of syndromes.
True.
Yeah. True. And I came up with a few things after listening to other different podcasts and researching that as firstborns we go through a lot. And one of these is comparison. Ooh. And when I tell you that the comparison of the bar is put so high that you are compared constantly with your sibling. Is it performance in regards to school? Is it games? There's so many things that are compared with that we don't get to realize that it affects us. Even in now when you're working, you're constantly competing with other people unknowingly, or you're comparing yourself to other people. What are your thoughts?
Oh, I feel like this happens either subconsciously or consciously. Parents tend to do this a lot. And for sure, if you'd ask them, they'd say, no, I'm not comparing. You are you and he is him. And for me, I have a younger brother. Yeah, and hey, it's been a struggle, honestly speaking. And I don't even know how to put it.
Wait, did I even tell you how cute you are?
Oh, thank you.
I love your outfit. So cute.
Thank you.
So I was being distracted as you were saying.
Yeah, I feel like parents tend to do this a lot.
Yeah.
Especially subconsciously, they'd be like, your brother does this. Okay, I'll put it in my perspective. Your brother does this. Why don't you do this as well? And it happens when so much is expected of you as a firstborn, and there's a lot of comparison that happens, and
also another one I think is about we constantly think of the idea of humility, that constantly we have to pea mtoto amekula ameoga limwangalia, constantly. So growing up, you're constantly thinking that you need to be humble. Even when something good is happening in your life, you don't want to say it. Because why? Because other people always have to be in front of you. And then you are the one who is behind. So we don't know how to give credit. So for example, I'll be like, oh, you look nice. I say, iti shati ya kulala. Gosh, Imtumba, you know,
or
you don't know how to appreciate.
Or subconsciously, you're like, they're just telling me that to be nice. They don't actually think it's cute.
Yeah.
It happened. Where?
Yeah. Actually, it happens, and unless you now get to identify this, it can even go all the way to even your own relationships, even with your friends, even at your workplace. You're constantly being the one, maybe you're the one who gave out this idea at work, and it went so well, but then you don't take the acknowledgement of that idea. You're constantly like, Nani, endo chukwe to, you know, go get that.
Yeah, and there's some things you tend to take responsibility for so many things and take charge, even in situations that just require you to, you know, take a step back and relax, but you feel like you have to take responsibility. It's like there's like a subconscious sound telling you, like, mamako atakuliza, like, where were you when this happened?
Yes, actually that one is one of the pointers I have. Actually, we should just go on that, in the sense that you constantly feel like it's your fault on so many things. That this happened. Where were you when mtoto alianguka ukiwa wapi? Ama this person got pregnant, wewe ulikuwa wapi? You know,
your friend, this happened to your friend, you should have talked to your friend, you should have done this to your friend. Maybe you even stopped talking to that person a while back, but then you feel like it's your responsibility to like take charge in all situations, even in situations where you're required to, you know, relax.
Just be a baby girl, you know, take it easy. But actually, when we're talking about this, it's more of like being ladies. I don't know how it is when it comes to being a firstborn guy. That's something I thought to just say an example, or like you need to separate yourself from the mistakes of other people.
True.
So we need to acknowledge, even for example, maybe one of your family members has gotten themselves into alcohol or like an addiction. Don't constantly feel like where was I when this person was going on a downhill? Like I didn't take the initiative, or like, you know, I think that's something that we constantly feel like. Amata, for example, you want to buy yourself a dress. You're feeling guilty because hujabaya brother yako.
The mindset that you're given from the word go, like, you can't do this for yourself until, you know, like, how your parents feel.
Sometimes I envy last ones.
True. There's so many times.
Like, go on, like, you know. It is what it is.
Yeah. Personally, okay, I'd give like an example of myself. Like, if I go out and I want to get something for myself, with the mentality I have ingrained in me, I'd be like, I'm getting this. I have to get something for mom. I have to get something for my dad. I have to get something for my brother. And in my brother, he'll just go out, come back, and be like, "Oh, you also wanted?"
Like he's not even bothered.
I only got it for me. And there's a constant pressure to, you know, carry on the name of your family because you're the image of your family.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Actually, the bar is set so high because the rest of your siblings will look up to you. So if you fuck up, the rest of them will just fuck up. You know, and it's not fair because every other person's decision is different. Like I should be allowed, if I make that mistake, it's my mistake. The other people should not follow from that example. And sometimes it's unfortunate because we will it is what it is in one way or another, but as long as you're able to identify that and try and separate that, it will be amazing. That even as parents, they should recognize that you are as an individual alone. So if you're making this mistake, it's based on you and not me as the firstborn. What are the rest going to, you know? But,
you know, in most cases, like, for the firstborns, you know, you're the first child of the family and you're like the ride or die.
Don't get me wrong, by the way. When I'm talking about this, it's not that I don't like being a firstborn or I don't enjoy.
It comes with its perks.
I feel like first and foremost, like I'm the first fruit of their love. You know, I'm the first one, and no one is taking that away from me. And even God forbid if I pass away, God forbid kabisa, it will still remain I was the firstborn. Like it can never change. So I think that's always the good side about it. And when you're making rules, and you wash a vyombo. When you're giving orders, it's amazing. But I feel like these are small things that I thought we should talk about
Yeah.
that we do them unknowingly, like for the rest of our lives, and we need to stop that. Because sometimes even, I was talking to a friend of mine, sometimes we even become firstborn even in marriage.
True.
Yes.
True.
You find yourself, there can be two things. You find yourself, for example, being the firstborn, constantly the one who is giving orders.
True.
Now you have been married to this particular person. You constantly feel like at home I'm the one who's usually giving orders. So why are you giving me orders? So you see that can also cause a lot of dispute or friction. Yeah, and also another thing, you're constantly carrying the family, like everything. Yeah, and you're not giving room for the other partner to take charge of the family.
True.
Because you're used to being the one who's taking charge of the family. Yeah.
But I feel like, okay, in most instances, it could go that way, or it could go, you'd have a firstborn wife who'd be like, I just want to relax, just tell me what to do.
Yeah, I want to be that wife. Yes. I want to just sit down and relax and enjoy.
Like, take charge. You want me tell me, I will go gladly. You want something done, tell me to do it, don't let me take charge.
Yeah, actually that's I think that's why maybe I think like you need a firstborn husband so that you're like unaona vile ulikuwa unaendelea kubeba hiyo familia
ni bebe. Make me feel like a baby girl.
It's my time to relax and enjoy. It's my time
to shine.
Yeah,
I think I speak for many when I say we just want to sit down, relax and enjoy. And get the perks of, having someone take charge and not having to worry about the nitty-gritties. Just have something taken care of you. There's the guilt. One thing that is not spoken about enough is the guilt you feel when you finally take charge of your life and want to take care of yourself. Yeah, because you feel like whatever I am spending on myself, I'd rather spend it on someone else, or it becomes so easy to give others and not give back to yourself.
Unapeana mpaka
unajisahau, and it has been normalized so much that you don't feel like there's something missing, and like you umejiachilia tu kabisa. Yeah, and I don't know, I feel like we as firstborns really need to sit down, tujite kwa kamkutano and be like,
sister,
you know what? You know what?
Yeah.
You want to get that wig? Go get that wig.
Yeah,
don't worry about whose birthday gift needs to come next or whatever. You just sit down. You need to block out some of these things. There's this group of parents. I'm not saying they're bad, but there's not parents per se, but family setups whereby the firstborn has been given full responsibility of the siblings who come after them. Yeah, like you're in charge of the siblings. The parents, they are their own people. They go on with their lives. Yes, they are looking for some livelihood, but the sibling the firstborn has been given full responsibility. Now, instead of focusing on your own growth and focusing on your own life, which is not a bad thing, but when you're doing it too much and you're giving yourself completely to taking care of these children, I had someone say that when it comes at that point, they're like, these are your children, they're not mine. Yes, I'm taking care of them, but they're not my all. You have made your own lives, you have grown, which is nice, but we are part of your growth.
Honestly, I get you, and I'm grateful to God that I don't get to experience that. Like, if it's my money, it's my money. If I want to spend on my mom or my brother, it's my choice. It's not like it's an obligation, but I get where you're coming from. Because there are siblings who are actually educating their siblings.
True.
Not their parents. Any children, akona children.
Yeah,
and it's so...
to some extent, it's demoralizing because you'd find yourself you're in a group of people who are let's say 25 going to their 30s. They're going out having fun, but in your mind you're like, I can't do this because I can't focus on this, because you're like, I have a sibling back home who is waiting to be babysat. Or
wendo nalipia rent,
unalipia mwingine school fees. And it's not a bad thing. When you're helping, it's not a bad thing. But when the responsibility has been given to you completely, and there's the pressure.
Draw the line.
Yeah, there's a pressure that comes with it, because you see your peers. If you're a guy, your peers are out here like buying vehicles and buying plots, and coming up with their families, and you in your head you're like, with this income I'm getting, I have children, I have siblings back home, I have parents that are waiting for something at the end of the month, I have this going on, I have my own life, niko na rent,
That's crazy.
I have bills, I have transport, I have everything. And you'd find that there's no growth that's happening, and you get so demoralized. And you find that in most cases, like you lose friends.
Yeah, because not many will be able to acknowledge that.
Yeah.
Or even accommodate that.
Yes.
Because you'll be constantly be the one to making excuses. I can't. Because, and people get tired. Human beings tend to get tired.
And they move
very easily.
And they move on very, very fast.
Nasi tafadhali. Actually, that is so true. And it's such a challenging. And I also feel like it also comes with different... I don't want to say that. No, it also comes with different tribes.
Yeah.
Because they're like, kama ndo umeomoka wa kwanza, you take care of everything, then you need the parents like chill now. And they wait for you.
Because I have a relative. I don't know. If I should...
Yeah, chop a story. Tell us.
Like, I have a relative. It's not a bad thing. Like, he is almost 25. He's working, earning a stable income, very stable income. But then he's now taking care of his younger siblings who are currently in high school. He is paying for their school fees, their pocket money, their shopping, their everything. And you'd find that he takes pride in doing it.
Yeah.
But you find that when he's talking, he's like, I really want to do this, but right now I can't just think of myself. I can't just think of my growth. I have to think about the people I have back home. I have to think about, like the parents are expecting something small at the end of the month, the children are expecting school fees. So if I want to do this and focus on this bit of my life, I have to put it on hold for now. Take charge of this first, which is not a bad thing. It's a plausible act. But then you'd find that his life has been put not really on stand hold, but it's not moving at the pace he really wants it to move.
Yeah.
And
I think there's just a very thin line between where you feel like you are lucky enough, you made it, and therefore you want the same opportunity for your siblings.
Yeah.
And that is genuinely you want to help. Yeah. Or there's this other one you feel like you're so obligated to it, yet your parents, they can be able to assist, but they're not assisting in that situation. And then there's also this other one when we are very lucky that our parents take full initiative of the rest of the siblings. Yeah, pesa yako ni yako, unless you now want to give your parent or anything. So I think it's a blessing in a different way. However, we also need to identify when do we put boundaries.
Yes.
Yeah, so that your life doesn't go on a standstill because you are just a firstborn. We constantly don't know how to ask for help. We feel like we can handle it. We can really handle it.
Yes.
And I think that's a problem. At times we should know when this is too much for us.
Yes.
We need help. We need to ask for help. And it is okay. It's not that you're a failure or anything, but you actually just need help. That's it. Yeah. Because for me, I feel like you take so much and then you're not able now to handle it, and then now you become angry for no good reason, but yet you would have just asked for help. Yeah, and then also I feel like there's the pressure of like, I need to know everything.
True.
Your sibling can't be asking you things and then you're like, Missy G.
There's that pride feeling. True, it's there.
Yeah.
A lot. Like the constant need to be at the top. Especially when, comparison comes in the picture. You feel like for my self-worth comes from me knowing and me being better than my siblings so that they can have someone to look up to. And the moment you're down here, you feel like there's no use for me anymore. And let me quit and can't for my animation guys. Yeah, we have Louisa. Like she felt a constant need to carry the family's burdens, and she had nowhere to like unload. And when it finally came down, she just went from a this to a this so fast, and it's something most firstborns.
Yeah.
Don't tell me you haven't watched Encanto. I'm a blasty on live.
Where? Me as the firstborn.
You really need to watch it.
I'm pulling that card on you, and then I remembered you also won. So
Yeah.
So I think that's something we need to recognize, and
also the accepting. You know, there's the needing help and asking for it, but then there's when people actually offer you help before you need it, and it's important for them for us firstborns to realize that it is okay to accept help even when you're not on the verge of death. Like you don't need it.
Yeah. So you want to lift the whole world on you now. I know.
Na muscles huna gym hujai kanyaga. Ni fats tu na nyama.
I get your point. Yeah. Asking for help and actually accepting help, they're two different things that people should be able to acknowledge.
What was I saying?
Unemotional.
Yeah, like for firstborns, there's the emotional baggage we carry, because I don't think we have been given an open. I'm not speaking for everyone, because there are those with very, very open parents, but I don't think we have been given enough opportunity to like be to feel vulnerable. Yes, with our feelings.
The error today.
Matamchi.
Matamuchi.
Matamchi imekataa.
Hapa tuko anda siege.
Yeah, like I feel like most of us don't feel like open enough to be vulnerable to feelings, whether good or bad. Emotions are usually in there, and even when given, we are at a point where even when given an opportunity to actually be open and be true to the feelings that we feel, we are unable to do so. I feel like most firstborns need therapy. We just need someone to be like, you know what, you guys, have a firstborn conference.
Honestly, when I grow up, I will have live shows, and one thing I pray is that in the live show will be a therapist, so that we'll have such a session and people can be vulnerable and ask questions and how to maneuver on things. So a firstborn conference can actually be part of the open mic kind of situation, because honestly there's a lot of things that we need to unpack.
Even things we don't think we need unpacking.
You might be asked a question and you're like, wait, kumbe when I was in nursery that affected me until right now. Why we are not able to express our emotion is because we are constantly feeling like we need to be strong for the rest of our siblings.
True.
And there is no room for weakness or for failure. So that we need to show that kind of strength, so that the rest of the siblings cannot say, oh, but Nani was like this, or so you have to,
like, she's a strong one, she can handle it.
Yeah, actually that's now the problem that comes with that, because when you look at it, like me, one thing sometimes I feel like I would have wanted was somebody older than me, so that if I have a problem, I'm able to tell that person. In the sense that not that I'm not vulnerable with my mom, but in the sense that a younger version, kind of conversation, because that is something that we need. Like, for example, how to maneuver a few things in life. Unless you have maybe a close cousin or you're also friends with other firstborns, that's how you get to learn a few other things.
Majority of them are lastborns. Come to think of it. And
no. Most of my friends are firstborns.
Firstborns.
Yeah. I tend to attract also very strong personalities or very quiet people. Yeah. So that there's a balance.
You carry the speech for all of them. See you.
I mean, nani atenda kuambia waiter alioda mashed potato. si mchele umeleta. I need to be that vocal friend. The waiter is dealing with the order, so I'm that vocal friend.
That's nice.
Yeah. So
the firstborn in you brought out that personality.
And that's why, as I said, we're looking for strong men.
Yeah.
So that I can be now the baby girl. It's time for me to relax and enjoy, being taken care of.
Yeah. As the firstborns need to set boundaries, families also need to, as much as she can handle, in your head, you're like, this is my support system, and I can go to, like, let's say your younger brother, be like, I can go to Wamuyu anytime I need help.
Yeah.
That's a given. And that's a good thing. Yeah. But I think that they also need to understand, like, they, as much as they can come to you, they ought to know, like, are you at a good place to receive? Because you will always receive.
Yeah.
You will always receive. You'll always be willing to help. Even if, like, you'll always be willing to give. But are you at a point where you can give out, or you also need receiving?
Actually, when you were saying that, what just flashed back is that when my brother was younger, I think I was more of a deputy parent compared to a sister.
Yeah.
Right now is when I'm thinking like I'm more chilled, and I'm now a sister. I'm no longer now like a deputy parent.
Yeah.
So that's something that I'm coming to also acknowledge. Sometimes we might be so tough to the point that they don't feel like they can come to us and talk to us, because it's like we are the second parent. We're not like a sibling.
Involuntarily.
Yeah. And I think we should, become siblings and not just deputy parents for our siblings. Yeah. Because they might be going through a lot, but because we're not giving that platform or like the space for them to just be themselves and just talk without any judgment and understand where they're coming from. And because you being a firstborn, you still have that kind of a parent and now a sibling. You're able to give the right kind of advice. Yeah.
Kila mtu anajijua, everyone knows themselves, and we as firstborns, because we have been given that role, as much as it has its downsides, we also have roles and responsibilities as firstborns.
Yeah.
And in order for us to fulfill these responsibilities and take charge, we ought to take care of ourselves. We ought to be at a place where, because we have been placed here, na si kibahati, mekwa hapo.
Yes, you are a
God, so you and be like, Wamuyu firstborn right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to, really take care of ourselves.
Yeah, I
mentally,
think it's because we need to appreciate, first and foremost, it's a gift being a firstborn, and there are roles that come with that.
Yes.
And there are also good opportunities that come with that.
Yeah.
And also, despite anything that is good also has a bad side to it, there's the other side, which we also now need to balance it and acknowledge it and see, okay, if it's a trigger that happens, you're able to identify, oh, this is happening because of me being a firstborn. Yeah. How can I handle it best to my own advantage? So that's something we should be able to do it, because there's the good side of it and there's the bad side of it, and we should be able to separate the two and acknowledge that it's a blessing first and foremost. But then there are things that come with it, and how do we navigate that? And as I said, therapy is very important. Journaling can also be, because therapy is not cheap. So journaling is also a way of expressing yourself and calming yourself. So that's something you should also, and also self-care. As we said in my previous episode, I think in episode 7 we talked about that. So please go get your self-care. Inaitangwa La Roche. Chipake your sunscreen, sweetheart. If it's that Garnier product that you need to buy to feel good, please do it. Is that foundation? Go buy it. Remind yourself that you are still very important.
I feel like I have a lot to say. We need to have another session.
One.
Yeah, I feel like as firstborns, we are the mentors of our siblings and other lastborns and other ones who are beneath us. We are the ones at the top.
Yeah.
And we really need to take care of ourselves. Know when to set boundaries, know when to receive and when to give off, when to give out. Because you give out, you express what you
have. Yeah.
What you have.
You can't love if you don't love yourself also.
Yeah, you can't love if you don't love yourself.
Yeah.
You can't take care of others if you don't take care of yourself.
Yeah.
You can't be preaching about, mental health and taking care of your, yourself, of your mental health.
Yeah.
So there's that. You can't talk about, I think it's not talked about enough, but as much as you are mentor physically or mentally or, career-wisely, professionally, you're also the spiritual mentor of your younger siblings.
We need God in our lives because the devil can be overworking out here.
Yeah.
Guys, please, muombe. Tell God your needs.
Kabisa.
Because you usikia maombi yetu. Actually, there's a song I like about maombi. Vocals tu hapa.
Vocals haziwezi kataa. Tutakuwa backup singers.
Yeah, there's a song, I don't know by who, but anasemanga usikiliza maombi, uyajibu maombi, Baba. Oh, so you know it. Yes, that one. Hey, I found it tumeachia.
Yeah.
But it's true. Yeah. Actually, there are so many things that we can fight by being spiritual and just praying and having God in the center of things.
Center of things.
Actually, one thing you should be constantly saying is that Mungu ende mbele yako. Yani, God, take charge. Go before me. Yeah, I agree. Other than the other things that people should be doing, praying is very important. It
should be at the top of the list.
Actually, it's before going for therapy.
Yes.
Omba.
So, yeah, take care of yourself. It all starts from within. Take care of yourselves. You are not Messiah. You cannot solve all problems. You need to know when to take a step back, relax, and watch.
Yeah.
And, I think, you're a baby girl. You're a baby boy. Take care of yourself. Treat yourself to something nice. Don't forget yourself in the name of family. Family is important, but, you're important as well. You are loved. You are worth, every single valuable thing.
Well, at this point, ni words of affirmation up IV. Yes. You're just like, you're
amazing.
You're strong. Yeah. Actually, there are people who are just mean and users.
True.
Hey.
Another topic of discussion. I was like, guest.
Actually, I think now the next one will have like a lot of people so that we hear different kind of conversation. Like it'll just be a round table and then we're just like, okay, sema but I agree.
Tunataka a couple of hours.
Yeah. So true. And I think maybe the next one should also have, like, as we're saying this, we also have guys also in the conversation so that they can give their point of view of how they feel.
True. Our guys out there. As much as there are guys who are taught, like, you're supposed to be strong, there's some ladies who are taught, your emotions are your emotions. You keep them to yourself. You will figure out how to handle them. Kiendanga.
Yes. But I feel like people should identify one thing. As human, the most we have is emotions. That's the first thing you did when you were born. You cried. I mean, to show that you are alive.
Yeah.
So, I mean, emotions are everywhere.
When you escaped your mother's womb.
I escaped.
Did you not cry? If you did not, come at me. Ulichapwa ndio ulie.
Okay, it's so true. Fun fact, I didn't cry when I was born. I was about to die actually when I was being born. But anyway, that's a story for another day. Yeah. So I think that's how we end the story. Yeah. I hope everyone was able to learn something. As firstborns, that's the little we have to share and the things that we are proud and a little bit the challenges that we actually get to experience as firstborns. Yeah. So with that, thank you so much for listening and thank you so much for coming. And you're so beautiful.
See how pretty she is. And y'all are not following her Instagram to see the pictures she posts.
So get to share, like, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, to go YouTube, to go IG, TikTok. Niko TikTok. Yeah. But I'm struggling. But if I tell you social media, I feel like it's like I'm doing computer science. Where this content creation is no joke. It's no joke. There's so many platforms that you need to do. We're learning about CapCut and but anyway, this is a job that we have decided, it's a career we have decided to take, and I'm actually grateful that I'm creating a platform where we talk about provoking conversation and things that get and sharing stories that enlighten and ignite beautiful things that are happening in our lives.
True.
Yeah.
A platform. Yeah, I feel like there's so much to be said that, hatujamaliza kusema hapa.
Yeah, something we need to recognize is that the things we talk about here are things, unless somebody shares or you get to hear from other friends or you yourself experience it and then now share it, there are things you'll never get to learn unless, because it's not taught in books. And that's the worst part about it, because you leave school and then you get to realize what you thought is not what exactly is happening with your life.
There is not lifing.
The math is not doing it. But anyway, thank you so much. This is episode number 9. Cheers. You're listening to the Whisper It Loud podcast.